And we're off. For realsies. Shee! Alright. So I've been fishing for about 6 years now. I started during the COVID pandemic. And I've been fishing regularly ever since. My first time seeing somebody else fly fish in person, I was at a stocked lake with a couple buddies. And we were having a pretty tough time. Fishing wasn't super hot, but we were getting things figured out. Using night crawlers off the bottom. We were just trying to catch a trout. I think that was before I had ever caught a trout before. And another group of guys pulled up and started fishing nearby us. They were doing the same thing, looked like throwing worms, throwing spinners. Fish started to rise, and we were seeing trout hitting the surface. And a guy that was fishing near us ran back to his truck and pulled out a fly rod. He came back and started rigging up and starts casting at these rising fish. I thought, that must be the most effective way to fish ever. You know, fish are eating right off the surface, flies we can't even see, and this guy's gonna put a fly right on top of a fish and catch it. And for the next hour or so, I watched him cast his fly rod to rising fish, and he never caught one. Maybe he had the wrong fly, or really, I don't know what to think. What really struck me was how cool it was to watch him cast. Just the casting itself looked really interesting. It wasn't long after that, I went to Sportsman's Warehouse and I picked up a little 4-weight. I think it was an Okuma 4-weight. I forget the model. I'd take that down to the pond and fish for bluegill. Now, in the last 5 years or so of owning a fly rod, I could count on one hand how many trout I've caught. My first trout was maybe 6 inches, and I got it on a little dry fly in the creek right there. More recently, I managed to land a trout nymphing, and that was a personal best on the fly rod, and I'll probably not break that for a long time. And then a couple weeks ago, I got a fish stripping a woolly bugger, and since then, I've really been itching to fly fish. Alright, I say nymphing a lot during this video. I just want to explain what it is. Nymphing is fishing a fly under the surface of the water. Nymph flies are meant to imitate any sort of underwater insect. Think mosquito larvae. Dry flies are meant to be fished on the surface of the water. They imitate small flies to large grasshoppers. And last we have streamers. Streamers are generally tied to imitate small to large baitfish. I say those words a lot, so refer back right here if you need a reminder. 4-weight Okuma ended up breaking, and since then I've upgraded to a Reddington Path 9-foot 6-weight. On it I have a floating line, and on another reel I have a, I think it's called a sinking tip line. 6 feet or so of leader on here. I might tie a little bit more on and start throwing a dry fly. So hot already. Oh my gosh. All right, what I've got here is a box of flies that I tied. I've got another box with some stuff that I didn't tie. I'm gonna stick with the hand-tied stuff. My goal is to only use this today. Most of this stuff will work, I think. And then a couple streamers. Let's go this one right here. Holy cow. Ew, ew, ew. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing. Very nice. In a tree. No. All right. Back to the tying board. All right. That lasted about 5 minutes. I got a few casts in before I caught a branch and broke my dry fly off. I didn't see a lot of fish rising. I actually didn't see any fish rise. So I'll maybe save the dry fly fishing for later. Right now I got a little indicator, strike bobber above a stonefly imitation. It's in me. Above a little worm, squirmy wormy. Once I get a fish on one of these, I'll switch up to a woolly bugger probably. But until then, maybe I cross over here. I've got slides on. Tons of little minnows in there. Tiny minnows. Teensy minnows. Oh, there's some bigger minnows. This looks like a pretty fishy spot. I'm gonna give it a go, see if I can't get anything out of here. That happens so fast. I got myself. I want to get right there. What was that? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. That's a fish. Come on now. Come on now. Whoa, my mic almost just went bye-bye. Holy cow. Let's go. All right. Let's get my mic on me somewhere. This is my first fish ever under an indicator. Whoa, he's spotted up. Lots of spots. I know I just said when I catch a fish I'll switch up the rig, but I'm going to keep fishing that because it obviously works pretty good. That was sick. That was like about 10 casts through that hole. I moved my bobber up a little bit, and the next cast I got him. Pretty shallow water, a few feet deep. It's moving pretty good. Yeah. That was pretty epic. Another super pretty little guy. Are you ready? Woohoo! That is number 2 on the nymph rig. Little pink worm. They really like the worm, I guess. Oh man. No. No. Am I an idiot? The fish was on the whole time and me slinging my thing around, I just broke him off. Oh, what a knucklehead. What the heck? No. What in the world just happened? Gosh darn it. Womp womp. That was so silly, man. I saw my indicator sink. I set the hook and I didn't feel anything. I probably had too much slack in my line. And I went for another roll cast, and as I was casting, I just felt the fish break off. I didn't know he was there even. Alright, I'm just going to fish the nymph rig a little bit longer. So I saw a video on the tube, or maybe it was the gram. Saw a video of a guy using a balloon as an indicator. I should have practiced this at home. Suck the air into the balloon, make a little bubble. I'm going to try to tie this around my line. And I had foresight enough to bring scissors. These scissors don't cut. Holy cow. I'm having a lot of fun fly fishing. Not catching a ton of fish, but it's a good time. It's a great time, really. Gonna go for one more fish nymphing, and then I want to tie on the sinking tip line and throw some streamers into some deeper spots. The fish I just broke off on, I think, was decent. Bigger than the other 2 I've caught so far. But I spotted a couple nice fish behind me, pretty big. After watching them, I realized they might be pike minnow. But I'm still going to take a few casts. I've got a sort of leech pattern here. It's like a woolly bugger, but not quite. I have a feeling the second I make a cast, they're going to spook out of here. In a tree, very nice. Let's try that again over here. Ooh, I got a little follow. Oh, I was getting bit. I was getting bit. Come on, come on. Ah. There we go. Oh, I hope you got that. That was sick. And they're going absolutely bananas for this thing. Oh. I mean, I've gotten 10, 15 bites. It's every cast I'm getting bit. I just cannot stick one. Cheese and rice, where'd all the fish go? Well, chill little spot. I'm gonna eat some lunch. Wonder how many fish I would have caught if I had spinning gear. To all the hardcore fly fishermen, you ever think how many fish you would have caught if you had a spinning rod instead? There's been a couple spots now where I really wish I had a spinner that I could just throw all the way across the river. I have no sunscreen. Alright, I got my sink tip on. This is called a sinking line because it sinks opposed to a traditional fly line which floats on top of the water. The benefit to having a sinking line is that it gets your streamer deep in the water faster. This is a Rio Predator 6-weight fly line. The fly I'm going with is this streamer I tied. It's a Kelly Gallup pattern called a Barely Legal. Don't ask, I don't know. Let's see how it does. If you don't know who Kelly Gallup is and you're interested in fly fishing, seriously, I recommend checking him out. He's been a wealth of knowledge for me. Knowledge that hasn't really paid off yet, but we'll see. I feel useless with this thing in my hand. I'm definitely a little bit more confident with the nymph now. Nymph thing's also pretty intuitive. I mean, you just try to get a perfect drift. Whereas with the streamer, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cast it upstream, cast it downstream, strip it slow, just let it swing. I have no idea how to work it. But I'm gonna keep trying. Y'all see that fish follow my all the way. Oh yeah. Tangled the phone in my back cast. And I almost just launched you in the river. Jeez. You know what would be nice? Is another rod. I wish I could nymph each hole and fish a streamer in it. This looks so nice, but I don't want to put my floating line back on. Ah, boy. Holy shit. I'm going back to nymphing. The streamer's been tough. I don't really get what I'm doing with it. I'm not really sure. I don't know even. This reel's been giving me trouble too. It's not supposed to do that. Yeah. That was cool. How to get down there? Bye. Yeah, that's a decent fish. Okay, okay, okay. No! No! Ah! This is the face of a very angry guy. I've lost more fish than I've caught today. Oh my God, it's frustrating. Woo! And that was a nice fish. I've said that every time I lost one, but that was a nice one. Gosh. I just hooked a really nice fish, and I don't know why. I had a good hook set, but just did a little run and popped off. It was a nice fish. Oh man. Shoot, well, I'll call that a success. Got a few fish on the nymph. Honestly, I feel like a huge part of fishing is confidence, and just getting all the feedback you possibly can when you're fishing is important. When I'm using my streamer rod and I'm getting absolutely no feedback, it makes it so hard. You know, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm doing the wrong thing. But with the indicator rig, it's really easy to get feedback, you know. Every time you get a bite, you see the bobber, and, you know, I missed a lot of bites, but at least I know I'm getting them. Whereas with the streamer, I don't even know if I'm getting bites or fish even looking at it. It's really good practice mending my line. Mending is huge, and it's not easy. When you're float fishing for steelhead with spinning gear, mending your line is easy. You just lift your rod tip. I wonder why every time I hooked a fish, every time I set the hook on a fish that had some weight to it, it ends up popping off. I really wonder why I lost so many fish. I mean, maybe that's just how fly fishing is. Oh God. Chills down my spine. How do I flip this? He doesn't want to move. I'm not gonna make him. Get out of the road, buddy. Well, thank you all for watching. Give the video a like and subscribe so you can see the next episode. I'm going to target a different species with the fly rod every episode, so stay tuned. I'll see you next time, guys. That's where I was fishing earlier.